welcome back to Insecurity, the official recap podcast for HBO's Insecure. I'm Crissle.
And I'm Hey Fran, hey.
Girl, episode 7.
We're almost done.
Only one more after this, but oh shit, what an episode this was.
I'm kind of ready to change a couple of predictions.
Yeah. Things looking a little murky.
A little bit.
So Issa's in the bed. We're going to see this shot of her staring at the light bulb over and over again this episode.
Time. So she's having nightmares.
Right.
And I totally related to this. You know when you're going through a breakup, you're that it's just replaying. You can't sleep. You're in bed.
She is still really focused on Nathan,
Who has not called.
I'm loving the Al Green shirt that she has on.
Yo, you always notice.
And the funny part to me was how she said she keeps dreaming of losing her teeth. And then as soon as she got up, she ate from that box of candy.
Raisinets.
Raisinets, right. On the side, and not even a night table, just a box that she hasn't unpacked yet.
Oh, Issa. With
her phone charging on it and them Raisinets. I'm like, girl, you might be dreaming of losing your teeth because you eating all this fucking
that
candy.
Damn sugar. But, and the hippie in me, I loved it when she was like, I'm going to have to look up what that means. And dreaming about losing your teeth,
oh my God,
often means that you are feeling like you're lacking control.
Wow, friend, look at you finding the double meaning in this shit.
Listen, I have tons of books on this. I'm an old grandma.
There we go. Well, she does not have control over whether Nathan calls her, which he has not.
Right.
It's been a week, and she decides that she is going to focus on the block party instead of this nigga. Great,
that is freaking block party.
The best laid plans. Okay, because she's working on these slides when she got an alert on her phone, and of course, her very first thought was of Nathan.
He finally hit me back.
No, girl, Tay Diggs followed you on Instagram.
And I died when she said, he follows everybody, because I had the same reaction.
That's what everybody says when they realize Tay Diggs follows them. They're like, oh, this isn't.
I was like, oh shit, Tay Diggs. And I looked and it was like 18,000 people he was following. Right. I was like, wow, forget it.
But then she scrolls through his followers to see if he also follows Nathan.
Which I was lost at the connection. Does she think Nathan told Tay Diggs about her?
I think she was just desperate for a reason to look up Nathan's profile. This is an early peek at how nuts Issa is going to get on this fucking app and how a lot of y'all behave on Instagram every day. But anyway, she's taking a shower and trying to tell herself not to be pressed. And then she hears the phone ring. And she's like, oh, you want to hit me when I'm showering? Nasty.
Singing about not being pressed and being pressed.
Right. And then what is it? Oh, no, it's not even the phone ringing. It's a text message. And who is it but her mama with a Bible verse? Come on with the Galatians 5:22.
What did she say about spirit?
Nobody care about the spirit's fruit. And then she dropped the phone. See, God don't like ugly.
You see how quick he works.
Like, girl, we know you pressed because your man hasn't hit you back, but don't take that out on your mama and the swear to God. She's trying to take it out on God now. Okay? Because the Lord will spite you and crack your phone.
And she ain't got money to be buying on
You don't have it. You don't have it.
Let's not play.
You're struggling. Don't forget. Molly and Andrew are on their date, and I just cannot help but notice how fine he is.
He's so cute, and I love how playful he is.
Yes.
They cracking jokes the whole time.
Yeah, the vibe here is just like they've known each other for a while and they just get each other's sense of humor.
Right.
They do the whole, I'm from Gardena, you from Hyde Park. Oh, I thought you was from Ladera Heights. And you're like, what, nigga, bitch? What?
I'm telling you, the felonious crew knows how to do it when it comes to dating.
Here you go.
I love it. I'm here for it.
So he was like, you really order crawfish and collard greens like this ain't a date.
She was like, date?
Is it a date? Maybe I'm too sober to know this. So he's like, oh, okay, I can fix that, Molly squared.
Which was cute.
You want a thug's passion?
Told her to bring the passion because he'll bring the thug.
That was a mess. She was like, don't. You were doing so well.
I know when he had to say that line, he probably busted out laughing so many times.
Oh, man. So he asked her why she dodged him, to go out on this date. And she admits that she was embarrassed of how faded she was at the festival. She was ultra fucked up.
But they both were.
Well, but
everybody was fucked up.
But Molly was significantly more wasted. Like he took care of her at
when she was leaning on him. Okay. I totally forgot. I had to picture it. I was like, what were they doing?
So he says it might actually be a good thing that she was so faded because now they don't have to, pretend like
it's all on the table.
Don't do Molly. Yeah, so they're having a good time, but she does have to get back to work, even though it's Saturday. I get the feeling he doesn't really believe her, but she's a lawyer and she's Molly. So she's definitely going to get, ahead on this work shit and make sure that she feels redeemed in the workplace. But she does say we could kick it tomorrow.
Which surprised me. I was like, okay, she's warming up to Andrew, which I'm here for because he seems super cute for her.
Nothing thug about you, Andrew.
Not with them baby hairs.
Just want you to understand that. Not when them waves be cascading down your shoulders like they do.
So cute.
You're fine. Just be fine. So Lawrence and Chad are walking into, I believe this is Lawrence's apartment, right?
Are they roommates?
Maybe they maybe. Well, no, they're not. Because
Chad
is a realtor. There's no way they're roommates. I think that
I've seen crazier things living in New York. Okay,
that's true. But I think they're at Lawrence's place.
Or maybe he crashes there ever since his fiancée kicked him out.
Oh, maybe it's too hard to spend the night at home.
Right.
Maybe he's heartbroken and, and
just dreaming about losing teeth.
Yeah. She probably, she probably just moved out and he just missed her.
I doubt it. She was like, get the fuck out of my house. You cheating bastard.
So anyway, Chad is being his ridiculous ass self. Lawrence was like, you called a foul before anybody even hit you. He was coming for my face. This is my whole shit.
I love the way he talks.
Bro, I know
I was so choppy. I just love it. What a character, dude.
He's such a nigga.
So happy you're back, Chad.
It's a friend stands for this nigga. You see?
I can proudly say he is my favorite character on this show.
He is quite entertaining.
Especially on this episode.
But he is not my favorite by a long shot. This nigga is awful. Anyway, he still wants to go to the club tonight, but
Lawrence is not feeling it.
Yeah, Lawrence is actually getting up early to go to church. Chad's like, so you a TD Jakes ass nigga?
Which killed me because I love TD Jakes.
No, man, I don't know. I feel like I should be going now.
You in the crisis, my nigga? Ain't shit wrong with you, man. Look at you, got your big ass TV, your hairline looking strong, like Savari after Nikki.
I just want to go, all right? We could kick it some other time.
All right. I'll come. Okay? Man, bitches at church.
I knew it. As soon as you said it, I was like, what's the agenda, Chad?
Right.
What's the agenda?
He wanted to go to the club because it was mad bitches, but really, a lot of them same girls be at church. So you might have just in, slightly different outfits.
Not really, but yeah.
Sometimes, for some of us. Like a shawl, something. Issa wakes up from another nightmare of losing her teeth. Again, I gotta feel like, sis, if you laid off the candy.
I mean, but I get it. You know how when you're depressed, you just be eating some bullshit.
True. But
if you're eating.
The sugar causes nightmares and then it also causes tooth rot.
Right. So, she ain't helping her situation.
You're not helping yourself at all. So, but of course, since she's up, she checks the phone. No Nathan. She's slamming it down, pissed.
Girl, what's it been, like 8 days at this point?
And it has to be between, I think, 7 and 10 days.
Wow, girl.
She's later on doing her makeup in the bathroom and doing her mascara and talking about how cute she is. And, Nathan must have forgot because, bitch, you're fine.
And her little titty. Yeah.
I am just so jealous of girls who can do that with their titties, man. But anyway, she's taking all these selfies because, of course, she's going to post one to the gram.
See, I got shook at this point because I was like, is she about to send him a selfie?
No.
I thought when she said maybe he forgot that she was about to text him a freaking selfie.
No, I assumed that she wasn't going to go that far off the deep end just yet. And that she was just hoping that he would also be stalking her Instagram. But why would he do that when he's the one not calling you? But anyway, this is not what logic is.
Right.
It's not time for that. So she posted to Instagram with the hashtag too cute for words. And almost immediately gets a notification. And of course,
I love him.
It's Amal. She thought it was Nathan. It is not. It's her
sure
brother.
As hell wasn't. He told her,
I told you to burn that shirt.
And then was like, and you're thirsty.
Her face, it was like, I am thirsty. We know you are. She's driving a Lyft later and gets another notification and
was so pressed about it that she didn't even stop at her rider's location,
right,
his
like,
destination.
Is this it? She was like, okay, bye. Bitch, you can't just...
He looked at her like, yo, what the fuck?
You're getting a 1 star, Issa.
She don't care.
Oh, shit. Watch that be a storyline later that she can't drive for Lyft no more because she kept getting all these
That's all she needs.
Right? Girl, chill out.
But it's Frida telling her that she has the same top.
The top her brother said to birth. Like, of course, Frida owns this shirt. So she is starting to blame herself for Nathan not texting her, which I think is very relatable for a lot of us.
Absolutely relatable. She starts worrying, did she open up too quickly? All the crazy stories she told him, maybe she shared too much.
That's why he's not fucking with you. Nah, it's probably because you got butt-ass naked in your childhood pool sharing your family issues and shit. Niggas don't do that.
Honestly, I think he ghosted on you for saying you rap to yourself in the mirror. That is psycho. Or what about when you told Nathan all those weird facts about Cam?
Thinking of all these
Even
reasons.
though he was naked as well, even though he rapped back, like it's interesting where the mind goes when it's stressed out.
She didn't lead herself down this road of thinking that there was something there between her and Nathan. He was the one talking about feelings and how do you know when it's real and all that bullshit.
Yes.
See?
Don't get me started.
But she over here blaming herself for knowing lots of weird facts about camels. He made you feel like your quirky, dumb shit was cute.
He did. He encouraged it. And he was quirky, too.
Yes, so don't feel bad for it. But
it happens, though.
Yeah,
this is how we have to try to rationalize what the fuck is going on right now.
Right. Especially because she's in the grocery store now, still stalking his Instagram. And now she's starting to lie to herself. He's actually really ugly when you really look at him. Look at his weak-ass fade. Barber wear. Oh, now you like LA.
Then she stepped over the little girl.
Right.
At least she stepped over her.
I knew she was pressed, though, when that child screaming and shrieking like that.
Notice. She was just like that baby's mama.
I can't hear you and I can't see you.
The fuck out. She was worried even seeing a picture of him with his mom and was like, I knew it. Who was this bitch? And then she was like, oh, you look good for your age.
She look young for 50. Like, yeah, how about everybody kissing me on the cheek is not necessarily my bitch. Like, calm down.
Oh, so he hasn't posted. These are all old pictures she's looking through,
She's just still doing it.
Girl.
Because and again, he has ghosted her, so.
And this is relatable. I've stalked many people.
I have done this. Mm-hmm. I can't say that I've done everything she did in this episode.
I can't. Or at least I won't admit
We'll get there. Issa's back home and working on the block party plans when she decides to log into the group's burner Instagram account. And honestly, why haven't we done this?
I was going to text you and be like,
we need one. Me, you, Jade, and Kia.
Oh my God.
We need a burner Instagram text.
Talk
group
about
chat.
Genius.
We need this shit.
We're creating it today. Okay, by the way.
So, of course, she, wants to see what's hidden on Nathan's profile, when she's logged in or whatever. She just wants to make sure. But the password is wrong. She hits up the group text and Kelly's like, my bad, I got paranoid.
That killed me. So she finally puts it in.
Yeah, the new password is slap-a-hoe64.
And she sends him a message with the little eggplant emoji and everything, being kind of like flirty and sexy. But guess what happened?
She sent it from her default account.
Girl.
And I did not know you could unsend on Instagram.
You can, but here's the problem. It will still show the person that a message was sent, but it will tell them that it was deleted. So now you look extra cuckoo.
Okay. Thank you, friend, for filling me in.
Yeah. So only reason I know that is because a lot of dudes have sent me things, and I guess last minute they were like, nah.
Probably dick pics.
And then they try to take it back. Too late. I saw you sent something.
Oh, wow. I don't even look at my Instagram DMs.
Really?
Because it's just...
me and my friends DM each other things sometimes, so...
I don't communicate on Instagram. I do not.
My only fear is to DM the person I'm talking about.
Oh, you be talking shit on... Oh, y'all be talking shit
we be sending pictures about, of dudes. Like, look at this fine ass.
Y'all be being thought.
Yes, imagine me sending it to the dude. Like, look at this fine ass. Like, oops, hi.
Insta-hoeing. Wow, friend. Girl.
This was years ago, not now.
So Lawrence and Chad are at church where Fran needs to be. And Chad is scoping out the availability of bitches.
I couldn't believe it. And first of all, how you gonna talk to the lady next to him talking about, what do you call her? Mediocre?
Right. I still smash though. Nigga, what? Lawrence is actually trying to pay attention to the sermon. And so he's just like, nigga, can you chill?
Right.
Meanwhile, though, the preacher is talking about Instagram and how it is a stumbling block for a lot of you sinners. And y'all need to forget about who's liking you and worry about who's loving you. Jesus.
And Lawrence he seems a little bit turned off by all the pop culture references.
Right.
You can see him kind of being taken out of it as the...
And I can't blame him. This is a little too youthful for me.
But you know that happens. I've been to a lot of sermons where you could tell the pastor is trying to stay hip and cool with the younger crowd and keep them interested. So
but slide out the DMs and into one of these pews, that's just corny.
I liked it.
You would. Jesus is the plug. Oh, man. And then his Twitter references, too. Like,
I know.
Twitter asked me what's happening, and now I'm asking you the same thing. Like, what?
He was over it. But funny enough, Chad.
Yes, so the preacher opens up the altar call, and Chad,
lo and behold,
is weeping and raises his hands, talking about how he has stumbled. He has fucked up. He has failed.
And he goes up to be saved.
And I'm going to be honest. My very first thought was that Chad went up there because he knew afterwards it would be women surrounding him.
You know
with
what?
Fans
That's
and
exactly
juice.
what it is. Oh my God, I'm over it.
I was like, he's fronting.
This is an act.
Right?
To get more bitches.
Because we know why he came in the first place.
You're absolutely right. Because you know all the women are going to be like,
oh,
look what happened to Lawrence. As soon as he walked out, that lady made a beeline. So you didn't want to be saved?
She had laser focus on that nigga. But anyway, we gonna get there. Molly is at home and she gets a phone call from Torian. He has an expedited hearing, blah, 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 lawyer talk, something tomorrow.
Contract, files.
The point is that he will have to reschedule their presentation. He wants to push it back, and she really doesn't want to. She's like, we have everything that we need.
Well, she's been pouring so much of her energy into finding the right info for it, the research, everything she needs, the right cases. And he's kind of like, that's cool, but no.
Right. So Torian is just like, we are doing this together, so I want to review it before we present it. And she's just kind of like, all right, like, I guess we just have to. But I knew. Said that she already is acting like...
I didn't think she was going to do this, though. She's already in hot water with the women.
Girl.
I thought she partnered with Torian to try to get up where he's at, not to, like, usurp him.
Well, and I think originally she was, but she's getting further in her denial about what's real in her life.
Right.
And so she's just reading everything as I need to find my opportunities for me to win. Like Molly's looking for these wins because that shit with Dro hurt her heart. Okay.
I know.
And she's not over it. She lied to the therapist. She ain't tell the therapist nothing about it. She's in her fucking feelings. I'm just saying. So we're back at church with Lawrence and Chad. He is, making friends like I suspected.
Yes, he is. Agenda.
Nothing too nasty at this point. But
he just seems to like the attention.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? This really spoke to me and my yoke had hella bondage.
He is so silly.
And Lawrence is trying to talk to him about how he wasn't really feeling it, but...
Chad cuts him off and he's like, wasn't it amazing?
Yes.
Like, this was perfect.
I was like, okay, so maybe you did get something from this.
I mean, kind of low-key looked like he did at this point.
Maybe, but like you said, old girl with the laser focus on Lawrence came up to
be saved.
Oh, really, Fran? Is that your temptress voice? That's your Jezebel voice?
That was my first time, and I feel like you gotta work your way up to that.
I get it. I had to warm up to the pop metaphors.
Oh, so you've been coming here for a while?
Yeah, it's a great service. I met some good folk. I really get my spirit fed. I've gotten a lot out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too.
Plus, the after service snacks.
I'm like, okay, I like this little potential love connection.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, don't do that.
I mean, I don't know.
I want Lawrence to be happy with somebody else.
I too want him to be happy with somebody.
He deserves it. But I know how hard it is for you to say that.
I know.
So Molly is out the next evening, must be Sunday, with Andrew again, and is talking to him about the whole presentation issue.
Right, she's venting to him about how difficult the dynamic in the office is, which is so funny to me because I'm like, girl, you created this dynamic.
You did it. So
single-handedly.
Molly is not very self-aware, but that's not new.
But we've known that for a couple seasons, so.
Well, Andrew reminds her that Molly Squared has a bully face, so she could just beat him up. And Molly's like, oh, this is one of those things I said when I was on Molly and don't remember them.
And then he's like, well, you know, didn't he say he probably... No, she told him he said a lot of things too. Like the fact that he kissed his friend's girlfriend.
Oh, shit, yes. And that he auditioned for B2K. No, I wasn't ready.
This part when he was like, is the food here good? She was like, what'd you say? It bump.
No, she said, oh, it's real good. It makes me want to go bump. Like, I screamed for real. Oh,
that was
God.
Classic.
Right. So she does bring up that he kissed his boy's girlfriend, and he recollects that she slept with her married friend.
Now, explain to me why she got so pissed at this. I get it's still sensitive for her because she's dealing with the emotions, but they're in a playful conversation right now.
Again, because she's taking everything super personally from everybody. Like she just did this with Torian. She's acting like, and
it's like her against the world. To be fair,
Torian has a very pompous attitude and kind of like talks over her and all that.
Well, Torian I get because he's, you know,
this
arrogant.
man is just teasing you, and like you just did him. Like
you just brought that up. That's why I felt kind of strange about that.
Shit. She can't take her own shit, and she got in her feelings immediately because he said grime recognized grime, and she's like, I'm not grimy. You just don't know the situation.
Yo, when she snapped like that, I cringed. I was like, girl,
oh, you really acting like this? Talking about he led you to believe it was something it wasn't. He was like, girl.
He's like, relax.
A married man led you on? I find that hard to believe. Like, because how far could a married man really lead you on if you knew he was married? But he clearly did not know that her feelings were still very sensitive and sore about this.
And she shuts down.
Yeah, the hurt is on full display.
At this point,
yeah, she's talking about how, you know, everybody's looking out for themselves, so that's just what I'm doing. And he says, you know, you can beat me up now if you want to. And
he's trying to like lighten it up a little bit. No, it's over. But the fact that she got up and walked out,
man,
that was a lot.
She is being so extra right now. Like, girl, I wish you would tell the whole truth to that therapist so you could work your shit out.
Okay. Or at least in that moment, just communicate. Man. Tell him, like, you know what? I'm being super sensitive right now because that's just some shit I haven't worked through.
Like,
let's not even play like that because I'm going to snap at you.
But you would have to be self-aware that you were even still sensitive about it.
Right.
In order to get there.
Right.
And Molly,
it's not an option.
We're not doing that. Right. We're never doing that. Anyway, Issa's asleep and her phone is ringing. What's that sound? My teeth falling out.
Oh my God. I was like, again, what is going on?
She's begging for it to be Nathan. However, it is Roger, the building owner, technically her boss.
She overslept.
Yes. And the plumber has been waiting for her for 20 minutes.
My goodness.
So she goes to let the plumber in and she's beating herself up again mentally for oversleeping. Like, how could I have done this? And then she's like, it's Nathan's fault. He fucking up my livelihood.
Which took me out. I was like, girl, stop.
I was like, it's funny, but you and your best friend are both just erroneously blaming the men in your lives right now.
A man who hasn't even talked to you in a week.
Right. So I get that you're preoccupied. I really do get that.
Yeah, I have the right to be sad, but keep it moving.
Right. Like, priorities are still priorities. And girl, you do not want to fuck her. You just got to this apartment.
It's all them Raisinets. You can't think clearly. And sugar highs.
See?
Sugar highs and crashes.
Fran just wants you to get on some organically, locally harvested
And listen,
grapes.
I love me some Raisinets.
Girl, it's just, we're just saying.
I know. But, you know, she gets better as we go along.
So she is back on his Instagram and she checks his tagged photos and there is a new update.
I hate that she's showing all the stalker gems.
Oh,
I was like, not the tagged photos.
I was like, yo, first of all, this is why my tagged photos are off.
Oh my God, that's true. Because I've tried to tag you. And I'm like,
you cannot.
No one's ever going to see that.
That is why, because y'all got me fucked up. I am not going to put on my Instagram profile a handy place where you can see everything that niggas tag me in.
That's true.
People tag me in pictures I'm not in all the time.
All the time.
So, no, I'm not doing that.
I get all kinds of events and retreats and
what?
selfies.
Shit that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Shoes,
a whole lot
bags.
of the time. So, I am not turning that on, and I'm sure Nathan regrets it, but...
She gets to see that someone tagged him and thanking him for a haircut.
Right. Thanks for the cut last night. So she's like, so you alive and cutting hair and shit, but you can't text somebody back?
Which cracked me up because I was like, did she think he wasn't alive?
Honestly, I think a lot of us, when somebody ghosts, you're like, you want to believe there's a good reason. Right. So you're like, this nigga's comatose. Oh my God. I need to call all the ERs.
So he just died, stopped working the whole night.
I think most of us would rather believe that he died than he just stopped calling you.
There's no way he would stop calling me.
She don't understand because they were having such a good time. She fell for the light skin stare and everything.
Right.
It was sweet. And now he just, and you know, I'm really annoyed with Nathan at this point because it's like, you did lead my girl to this point of like.
What I don't get is that she wasn't really moving forward with a lot of this. You know what I mean? Like Issa was kind of chill. When she bumped into him, remember, at the taco spot, he's the one that kind of kept initiating that they hang more. Like, well, what you doing next? Well, what we doing next? And am I seeing you tomorrow? Da-da-da. So it's like, what was all that for?
I mean, but I don't think that's it. Like I don't think it always has to be, I don't think that the fact that they weren't going back and forth with like date suggestions means that she wasn't as into him.
No. I think she's completely into him. I'm saying for him to ghost like that.
Oh.
You know, like he was showing clear signs of interest by being.
I see what you're saying.
You know, he was present. He was always like, I want to see you again. And introducing her to his friends. Well, maybe not that because they just happen to be at the same event. So that doesn't count.
I mean, but still.
They went to the music festival together.
So I get it. And she really just kind of snaps at that moment. She gets up and storms off, and then she remembers she has the house shoes on.
Which killed me because I was like, so those aren't, you wouldn't wear those outside?
I'm not leaving the house in them shoes, not for the shit she has to do. So Molly's back at work. She is talking to the partner who stops by her office, and she mentions that, you know, she doesn't know when Torian will be back. He's kind of checking the time, like, you know, we're pressed about this, and if we need to reschedule, you know, let me know, keep me posted. And that's when she just decides
to seize the opportunity.
Yeah, she just says, you know what? I can do the presentation now since y'all are so busy. I have this lined up, and he just agrees to it.
Which surprised me.
Well, I won't say it surprised me because
it's such a boys' club. So I was actually surprised that he was willing to go forward with the presentation, knowing Torian would not be a part of it.
Well, but I think he was like, if you are just really wanting to prove yourself so badly that you're going to do it,
right?
Then come on. I mean, we have this time carved out on our calendars already. Partners probably are really busy. It's going to be a while before they can reschedule it. So she just said, fuck it, I'm going to take my opportunity where I see it. And I thought, God damn it, girl.
Here we go.
Man, so Issa has the sneakers on laced up, and she calls Molly, who is just walking out of the presentation that she killed. Thank you very much. She's very proud of herself. And I thought, okay, maybe this won't go so poorly. Maybe.
Until we see them parked outside of Nathan's home.
Yes. When Issa said she needed a favor, what she actually meant was, let me come scoop you so we can go.
And this game plan, though, to bring him cheese rolls, was it cheese rolls?
It was, maybe it was assorted pastries, but it was definitely some kind of cheese roll from like a bakery type
so you're just going to roll up like, hey.
Yes.
In the neighborhood, thought you might want some cheese.
You didn't think this through. She's not thinking clearly at all right now. But
the fact that Molly's just going with it. I would have been like, girl, wait, this plan is dumb. I'm not doing this with you.
I have done this with a friend.
Really? Oh, something this dumb, though?
We rolled up to that man's house, and he still lived with his mama.
Oh.
And it was the middle of the night, and we came through.
What?
Girl, it was a mess. We was out there for over an hour.
Oh, no.
It was such nigga shit. I would never, I'm too old for that now. But I do understand Molly being like, let me just tag along, make sure this bitch don't do nothing too crazy.
Oh my God.
Because I don't think Issa could have been talked out of doing this.
And then the craziest part is that Molly had just snapped Andrew's head off.
Right.
Then was it the night before or the previous day? And now she's going to pull up.
Girl. Yeah, and you were right about Andrew and Nathan living together. I wasn't sure if he still did. But
that's what was making it awkward about it. But I mean, they figured it out because it ended up working to their advantage. Because now Issa could use Molly's connection to Andrew as an in to stalk his bedroom.
However, things are messy there. But anyway, Issa does not even realize how out of her mind she sounds. And says and Molly's like, well, listen, girl, there's a thin line between being honest and being a dick. And Andrew crossed that line.
Right.
And again, like Molly is so deep in her feelings right now that she doesn't see reality for what it is. Like that man didn't cross a line with you.
At all,
because if he did, then you crossed one with him. And
she started playing first.
I'm just saying. Issa is just like, completely convinced that all she wants to know is why Nathan ghosted her. She knows sometimes she has weird kisses, but still, it's not a reason to stop
that line. I was like, what?
She's such a little weirdo.
Even in her feelings, she's still awkward.
She is. So they go to the door. Andrew opens it, and Molly is doing a pretty good job at keeping this lie up, while Issa is really not.
I died. She's like, can I use your bathroom? He's like, yeah.
Right, and I said we should bring you some desserts as a peace offering. I hope we didn't wake you guys up.
At 6 p.m.? No. And I'm the only one here.
This Asian nigga lying.
Well, in that case, I have to use the bathroom. Can I use your bathroom?
Sure.
Right. I was like, at this point, you're certifiable. Who does this?
But he wasn't wondering, like, why is she up there this whole time? I don't hear the bathroom.
It had to be something. He had to know that she was looking for Nathan. Because when Molly, like, kind of tried to stop him from going upstairs, he actually stayed downstairs with her, which nobody would have done in real life.
No, hell no.
I'd have been like, this crazy bitch is not roaming through my house by herself. Like, that would have never happened. But he had to have known, like, look, he ain't home. You are going to go up there and embarrass yourself.
You think he knew?
He had to. If you wanted to use the bathroom, you wouldn't go upstairs. Well, I'm sorry. I just don't know. I refuse to believe it. He could not have thought that.
I really think he was just like, whatever. He was so distracted by the fact that Molly pulled up with these cheese rolls. I think he was like, I don't know what's going on. But she really went in the room.
I think he wanted to talk to Molly and was looking forward to that opportunity. But Molly, of course, ruined that. But yes, Issa is really snooping through this house and arguing with herself about
next level.
Whether she gonna go in this room. Talk about, I shouldn't. What if he in there with a bitch? Da, da, da. Or if he in there, we gonna murder him in the dick.
She walks in.
Issa.
All I kept thinking was, what if he was in there, Issa? You would look wild for the night.
This is so far outside of what a reasonable person would do that it's uncomfortable for me to watch. Meanwhile, Molly is downstairs being a good friend, warming up the cheese roll in the microwave.
Distracting the hell out of Andrew so he won't go up there and ask Issa what the hell she's doing.
I'm just saying, I'm sorry. Only a man would let somebody go through a house. I would never. But anyway, Andrew's like, what the fuck are y'all really doing here? And Molly says that she came to talk. Things got weird last night. He said some things and so did she. But
she accepts his apology.
She forgives him.
I was like,
wait, what?
This is just as bad as telling someone, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Okay, this is the most... First of all, it's not even a non-apology because you didn't even try to apologize.
Right.
She just assumed that he was going to and was like, I forgive you, it's fine, you know, and starts getting into the whole, I felt like you came at me way too familiar thing. Like, you just... We not, I don't know you like that. And you just was doing, you was just doing the most. And he's like, well, look, I met one Molly at the festival. I done met another Molly here. I don't know which one of y'all is real.
And all of y'all are fucked up.
All of y'all are fucked up. And she can't really argue with that.
Nope. So the scene cuts back to Issa,
who is in Nathan's room. And this is just sad.
Not pulling open the drawer, though.
I'm talking about he's messy, but is it recent? Girl, what? Sniffing that cologne bottle, talking about, yeah, that's you.
Oh, God, Issa.
Girl.
And then looking, no, she didn't, at least she didn't look through the garbage.
That wristband, I think she took it. I think she put it in her pocket to take it home.
No.
I think she did. But yeah, she did at least.
Like a memento.
Of your nutsness.
No.
She did talk herself out of going through his trust, but she bumps his desk and the laptop wakes up. And she's like, "Ooh, can I guess his password?
Which
it will be a sign if I do."
Ridiculous. Especially because and she put her own name.
Bitch, it's not Houston. Why would his password be Houston?
And it sure as hell ain't Issa.
Right. She was really typing in her own name when Molly appears at the door to be like, "Bitch, what are you doing?" Like, you were out of your fucking mind.
The way Issa turned around so should crack me up. She knew she was wilding.
You need to be glad it's Molly and not Andrew or Nathan at the door, because that would have just been so much like. Anyway, they're back in the car and Molly is like, "Okay, bitch, what's up for real? Because this is too much." Issa is like in her head talking about, "Don't say too much because she'll stop you from sneaking back in." Bitch, I know you're not thinking about sneaking back in. You were up there hacking his laptop.
That's next level.
Get over this. Like, we did everything but break into this house.
And then she's sitting there plotting, thinking of maybe she can come back later.
Right.
Because there was what she say? She saw a window open.
Girl. Sis. Molly is like, this nigga got you acting all outside yourself. And Issa blames herself, of course, for letting him in and being vulnerable.
Fuck Nathan. These niggas don't care about nobody. Okay, they'll have you acting all outside of yourself if you let them.
I don't know. I just keep thinking it's my fault.
It's not your fault. How is this your fault?
Because I let him in. Maybe I shouldn't have been so honest. Maybe it scared him.
If he gets scared off because you were too real, then why you want him, girl? Girl, what is it about him? Was the dick that bomb?
Yes. It wasn't about that. I mean, he made me feel like more than a fuck up.
You're not a fuck up. Stop.
I just don't know if anybody's ever gonna make me feel like that again.
Oh, which is so funny because we always think that. I've said that to myself like 4 times and I felt that way again and again every time.
It happens.
Oh, please.
It does.
She'll be fine.
You will be fine. But, you know, she was in her feelings. She was
get it. You got to go
deep
through
in
it.
this talking stage and she was really, remember, she called him her man when she was talking to her friend.
That's right.
So she's in it. Lawrence and the church girl, who I'm certain is looking for a husband, are having ice cream. And he asked her about
I was like, well, that was fast, Lawrence.
Listen, Mama's got a 5-year plan. But he asked her for her real opinion on the service because all the metaphors and everything kind of took him out of it. But she says, you know, that is how he reaches out to the younger people. And Lawrence is like, oh, I'm old. Like, Instagram references do not appeal to me. But the church girl says, you know, I felt a lot more connected once I got more involved. You know, within the past year, she's gotten into Bible study, life runners, music ministry, all that. And
now, why did that seem to turn him off?
He looked kind of
you saw at that moment, he was like, oh, this ain't going to work out.
Yeah, I think he thought
she was.
Well, I think he thought, I don't want to have to dedicate so much of my life to church in order to feel more connected to it. So, like, maybe just the whole concept of church ain't for me. Like, when
maybe
she started
he got intimidated. It was just like, wow.
Or maybe that, like, oh,
she's really in
it. This might be like, right. She's not fucking around. She's going to be like, let's go to church 3-4 days a week, maybe, type of girl.
Meanwhile, he was just trying to see if it fit.
Right. Either way, he looks kind of bewildered, like, oh, shit, I don't know about this.
I knew in that moment, she ain't getting called back.
Right.
She's about to get Nathan'd.
I mean, well, damn, Fran. Our girl is already hurting. Issa's in the bed. She's like, damn, did I even sleep? She feels like shit. She feels terrible, but you know what would make it better? Knowing where Nathan is. Oh, girl.
I love how real this episode was because it just shows you how you become so consumed by the thoughts of this person. Nothing else matters. The
internal dialogue here is super intense.
So relatable, though.
Because she's going into like, girl, you could have got into his computer. Like, I have faith in your hacking abilities. You could have done it.
Well, that part I didn't relate to. I was like, you're doing a lot, girl.
Oh.
I've never wanted
this before.
You've wanted to hack in someone's computer?
I have successfully.
What? Really?
When people don't know a lot about electronics, it's very easy to install a keylogger and get all their passwords.
Oh, shit.
It's just very easy.
Yo, levels, Issa. Levels. You got to call Crissle.
I feel But in order to install a keylogger, you have to have the password, which she does not have. So she's not going to get to that point.
Oh,
she's not going to get it that far.
Issa, call Crissle.
But she's plotting, on the house. She did see that window open. And then she starts, turning those same thoughts in on herself. He probably found somebody better than me. And it's just like repeating and getting louder in her head. And finally she just says, girl, stop being crazy.
And I loved this moment because we have all been there where you just need to take that shower that almost like cleanses.
She got her hair wet. I was like, yes, girl, let's wash our hair and everything. We are rinsing this nigga out of our lives.
She even rebraided it, everything. And you know what? Let me just go into Hey Fran, Hey mode for a second.
I knew you would.
Listen, these showers, one of my biggest tips for moments like that where you can't seem to get out of a funk because you're just in that loop, and we've all been there,
right?
Or all are there a lot of times,
right? Still there.
I will picture whatever it is that's bothering me and literally think of it washing down the drain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so showers for me are so meditative. Like, I'll like picture, so let's say it was Nathan. I'll like picture him as much as possible in that moment and then just slowly picture him going down that drain.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
It's creepy, but it helps in a really strange way. It's like,
does he go into like ooze? Does he like just kind of drain?
If that's what
like
you
the
need,
blob?
girl. But picturing it go down the drain is very, very meditative and just sort of helps your body.
I'm rinsing negative Instagram comments out my hair.
It helps you ease out of all that tense energy. Just shake it out, or rather, rinse it out.
Yes, Fran, arrange our chakras. Yes. I love that shit.
I love that moment. I thought that was very real.
Yeah, that life restoration shower, it helps. It's time for her to rescue herself. She logs out of the burner Instagram account. Thanks for the idea, though, girl. Love it so much.
Right? Well,
definitely got to do that.
Start ours tonight.
She unfollows him on Instagram, deletes his contact out of her phone.
That's how you know when you get to that point where you delete their number. Yes. Even though now the phones, have you seen that where you'll delete it and then if the person hits you, it'll say maybe it's Nathan?
Yes,
I hate that. You're like, no, I erased it for a reason.
Right. I know who the fuck it may be.
They do that on purpose, man.
I gotta find a way to cut that off. It's probably in the settings and I just don't know, but I gotta turn that off.
Right.
I hate it. Like, I deleted that fool on purpose. Anyway, Molly left her a voicemail and is just, checking on her and all that. And she's super over it because she even went into her recent calls and deleted Nathan out of there too.
Yo,
just so she would not be at all.
Because you'll start looking everywhere. Where else could I find the number? I changed my mind.
Did he DM it to me on Instagram? Oh, girl, that's real.
So
she's over
real.
it. Man, Lawrence is buttoning his shirt when he gets a text from Denise. That's her name, church girl,
Denise.
my bad. About Bible study. And he's like,
he
yeah,
ices
we'll see.
her. I told you, he iced her. He was like, as soon as a guy hits you with the we'll see, oof.
I'm not about to be doing this Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday with you at the church house. I sure won't.
Bye, Denise.
Issa is at an entrepreneur's workshop. It looks very interesting.
And it's the workshop that Lawrence put her onto, right?
Which that wasn't clear to me until later on in the episode. But yeah, and so I was like, oh, okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
But just even the fact that, so the block party, it's going to be a challenge to organize it, but Issa is at least heading in the right direction.
I mean, taking a workshop shows that she is invested in this project.
Right. And so when the workshop leader is like, yeah, your pitch decks will be evaluated at the end if they're done, she's like, oh, I need to open my computer and get started on my deck. Because
what'd you think this was?
I need to write, like, girl, come on. But yes, I'm glad to see her doing something that is going to help her as far as her interests are concerned.
Baby steps.
Yes. Molly's at work and is trying to talk to Torian, who walks right past her and ignores the greeting altogether. Well, girl, you had to know that nigga was going to be in his feelings.
I mean, I don't know what she thought was going to happen. Did she think Torian was going to come give her some dap? Like, oh, you did that.
Right. Like, you went behind my back. We had settled it. We're going to reschedule. I want to review everything before we take it to them.
But low key, I don't know. I feel maybe I'm building it up too much, but I'm like, is literally a mirror of himself.
So, right.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
This is his match.
I feel like Molly's in the wrong, but Torian does this type of shit.
But low-key in the right.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
That's why I'm like, this is you, Torian.
So don't treat Andrew like that, but you can treat Torian
a little bit.
A little bit.
You know?
You may be, again,
for the culture.
I feel like Molly has not given herself time to shine at this job. She's still really new, but she's just like, hits the gate and wants to be like fast track to partners.
Yeah.
And it's like, girl, or you could just chill. Like her therapist said, why don't you focus on being helpful instead of trying to be the star? But Molly, it's just something about her that
she don't see it that way.
She just has to pursue it. Now, I will say this, that all white she had on in this scene, bitch, everything.
All her outfits, though.
Everything. Oh, girl.
All
and
her
I know
outfits.
Yvonne's body is just like, put anything on her and she looks phenomenal. But this white, I was like, yes, you better dress like you a saint when you know you a sinner. So yeah, Issa is outside of Lawrence's job, and I'm like, what are you doing there? And that's when two and two came together. Yes. She thanks him for telling her about the workshop and was like, yeah, I did have to work on the deck the whole time, but this was great. And asked him when he gets off, but he actually just finished up a meeting and he's done now. So
she's like, let's go grab some coffee. I was like, okay.
And she still remembers his coffee order.
Oh, okay.
I knew you melted. I knew it.
Did you see me try to fight it?
There are certain moments throughout the show where I'm like, Fran reacted. And I knew you did.
You know.
Gross. And then to make the mush factor even worse, she's like, guess who I had in Lyft? And he told me I needed to change my barburator.
He was like, Thug Yoda?
Yes. And he filled her in on all the news back at the dunes. A white bitch tried to move in with her parakeet and Miss Trudy killed it. He was like, the white bitch?
And then they have that little nostalgic moment where they both laugh. I love this about shows. They both laugh and they slowly look up at each other. I was like,
Lord.
give it all to me. Give it all to me.
Oh, girl, stop.
And then he's like, what'd he say on the lowest of keys? I really miss that place.
Yeah, he's like, I really miss that place. And she says the same. You know, she misses it. And he asks her about Lyft. And at first she lies like we all do. And then
they started making out and they lived happily ever after.
Wow, friend.
Or that's the version I saw.
Yeah, that only happened on your TV. Nobody else saw it like that. In reality, you know, he's asking her about the Lyft money and she says it's great. And then she's like, nah, actually shit is hard. I was couch surfing after I moved out of our place at the dunes and things were rough. And he's like, yeah, I get that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you do, because you were smashing Tasha.
Oh. See, I actually took it differently because you saw his face kind of get a little bit serious in that moment where he was like, I get that. Because remember when he was dealing with the rejection for the app?
Oh, yeah.
And he was super broke.
Yeah. So they definitely do start relating.
Exactly.
Later.
I think at this point, and because, you know, like we say, Issa and Molly lack awareness.
Right.
I feel like she didn't even make that connection in that moment of the hard time she gave him. Do you remember how hard she was on him?
I mean, but again, that was 2 years of him doing that.
That's true. There is a limit.
Yes.
There is a limit.
At some point, you have to get your ass up.
But I think in that moment, he kind of looked at her. He looked at her, though, like, yeah, I know how that is.
Yeah, it is hard. But Issa says, you know, sometimes you just got to do shit for yourself. And he's like, that's real. And it is. Sometimes you just got to do shit on your own.
And not be propped by other people.
Like Daniel, how he tried to throw it in your face. But anyway, we're not doing that right now.
Daniel.
He asked her about the block party. And she's like, you know, I just really don't know if it's going to work. And he's like, why? Because you're getting in your own head, getting in your own way. And I was like, damn, you better still know her like you do.
You better be supportive.
She's like, yeah, actually, it is. That really is
exactly what the problem is.
It's hard. And of course it is. But he tells her that he's trying to make changes too and is going to church now. And she's like, oh, that's different.
But he admits to her that he wasn't entirely sure that at least that church he went to was for him.
Yeah, he's like, you know, I think church was a lot and I don't know if that's really my thing. But she's like, yeah, this is like that time you had like beginner sushi and you thought all sushi was trash. There are other churches.
You'll find another one. You have to find one that is for you.
Maybe you like something that is more traditional where the pastor don't even know where Instagram is and he's just older and nobody talks about the internet.
I would like that.
Right. The point is that there are other churches. There are other churches. You can find a grown-up church with sushi, and she's like, just try one for you. That's what I'm doing with the block party. It's for us, by us. He's like, oh, so you
like FUBU?
She's like, I heard it when I said it. You want LL to be the spokesman?
She was like, you think he'll come?
Nah.
And then
this was so cute.
Say it. What?
Okay,
it was what?
I'm going to be real,
No,
friend.
go ahead and let it out.
I knew you were going to be in your fucking feelings, but that was a really adorable scene. It was.
Thank you.
It reminded me of, first of all, how cute these two are together.
I know.
They make such a cute couple. And then, like, the connection between them, it always does feel so, when it's good, it's like warm and genuine and like they just get each other.
They're friends.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I completely understand. Obviously, we joke on this show, but I completely understand that sometimes it is way better to just leave things alone and move forward.
Yes.
And not look back, especially if something was broken. What's the saying? They say that thing that broke you is not going to be the thing that heals you a lot of the time. So I understand not wanting to go backwards.
You cannot heal in the place that hurt you.
Right. But I do understand, too, that there are occasions where...
Lord.
No, listen. And I know you've seen it. I've seen it.
I have to.
Where the people have to go separate ways and go through different things to shift their consciousness and perspective. And sometimes they can come back as the new people. And those new people can create a new relationship. It happens.
I've only seen it work for Beyonce, but...
And look at the perfect example.
Okay, but I mean, Beyonce is exceptional in a lot of ways.
Right.
So I don't...
But it happens, you know?
It does. And, you know, for nostalgia's sake, this is really sweet. So
cute. So what's your prediction?
At this point, I'm thinking Nathan's raggedy ass is going to show up as soon as Issa and Lawrence are put in the block party together.
There's always a radar.
Of course he is.
There's
He's like,
a
oh
radar.
shit, she's moving on. New dick. I smell it's new dick coming around her. I think Molly is going to feel even more iced out at work and is going to go on like a redemption tour around the office, begging everybody to basically be on her side again. Something, anything. Some more cheese rolls. I feel like she's just kind of going to throw herself at the mercy of everybody else at work.
What do you think about her and Andrew?
I think the therapist is going to help her see that Andrew wasn't at fault. I think she's going to go back and
or at least that's what needs to happen.
But if she did that, she would actually have to talk to her therapist about her dating life. And we know that she does not like to do that. So...
Because if she didn't talk about Dro, Andrew don't stand a chance.
Right. What do you think is going to happen with her and Andrew?
I don't know. I think he's over it. So I don't know this.
I can't blame him.
Yeah, because he's just like, come on, girl. First of all, you snap my head off and leave me at this bar by myself. Then you pull up at my crib.
Right.
Bringing cheese rolls. So then snapping me again because she had an attitude when he kind of wasn't embracing her. Right. I was going to say her apology, but it really wasn't an apology.
It wasn't.
Her acceptance of his non-apology.
Can't blame him for that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think he's probably going to give her a little bit of a hard time. I'm still super curious. First of all, where the hell is Nathan? Where the hell is Nathan? I'm like, where is he? I'm curious how this dynamic...
Well, you have me thinking he got locked up because you keep calling him a felon. But if he's on Instagram, he's not locked up. He's cutting hair, friend. Don't do that. See?
Well, he could be cutting hair at the... Oh, no.
No, he's not. He's not cutting hair in prison. Niggas don't have phones.
They need jobs.
I mean, they do have phones, but they just...
And they have jobs.
They're not tagging each other on Instagram
girl,
in prison.
You'd be surprised.
You're right, I would.
I've had people text me.
No, I know they have phones, but they're not tagging each other like, yo, my salvation.
I see pictures.
Oh, my God.
I seen whole ass Instagram accounts.
But yes, where the fuck is Nathan? I don't know. Girl going through it.
I don't know where he is.
He needs to keep his ass going as far as I'm concerned because she's finally moving past him and I want her to keep going.
But I am curious how this dynamic of him being Ghost and Molly trying with Andrew is going to work. Like, how does
the roommate thing makes it more complicated.
That double couple thing. I'm curious to see. And then let's see. Issa and Lawrence. Oh, I know.
You just can't help it.
I can't. I've been on this campaign since season 1.
Yeah,
so
we know, girl.
Y'all just, I give in. I surrender.
All right.
That's what I want.
I'm still not wishing for it, but it was a cute moment between them. It reminded me of why I like them together. And I think Tiffany is going to go into labor and the girls will all have like a reconciliation moment at the hospital.
Now that's interesting because I actually see the disintegration of this friendship.
Damn.
I do. I don't think it's going to be bad. I'm not saying that they're going to hate each other. It's not going to be bad, but I think it's going to be the natural progression that happens in friendships where sometimes you guys simply outgrow each other.
True.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You become mothers, your schedules change. If effort isn't made on both sides, the shit can just kind of burn out.
Well, I'm hoping that they do make the effort because
it'd be great.
I do. Tiffany is bougie and terrible, but she does make me laugh. So I don't want her to be gone.
But now Tiffany has mommy friends. And sometimes there is a shift that happens.
Yeah. And we'll see maybe how motherhood changes Tiffany.
Right.
Is she going to, I can't imagine her getting less bougie. But anyway, we'll find out. But that is going to wrap up the discussion this week. Make sure you're following along on Instagram and Twitter with #InsecuriTEA. And of course, check out Insecure every Sunday night on HBO, and we'll see y'all next week. Love it so much, friend. InsecuriTEA is a Loudspeaker Studio production. Our producer is Matt Raz. Our editor is Ty Worley. Join in the conversation on social media using the #InsecuriTEA, and don't forget to follow @LSN Podcasts.